Well, well, ladies and gentlemen. Liverpool circling around Mason Mount. This is going to be interesting.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get stuck into all the latest Chelsea transfer news. We want to start from here because this is quite interesting. We've talked about this previously. There's been this rumor around Liverpool possibly monitoring Mason Mount's contract situation very closely. But why? Why Liverpool? Why are you chasing a player like Mason Mount? I think it's because he definitely suits the style of play that they want to play. High pressing, high octane. They want their midfield to be the engines of their whole setup. So have a look at the let's have a look at the news, and then we'll produce our opinions on it. Liverpool are keeping an eye on Mason Mount's situation at Chelsea. The England star is out of contract in 2024 and has so far failed to agree a new one with the Blues. More below, this is from Simon Phillips. So look, Simon will never talk about especially an English footballer in this type of manner if there's no truth behind it, especially in the likes of Mason Mount, Gallagher, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Like, he knows their parents. So you best believe when he's saying things like this, it's coming from internal sources, that's for sure. There are a lot of English clubs watching this situation. Liverpool, I know to be one of them. They're keeping an eye on it. If it's not going to be signed, they're going to be there waiting. So look, first of all, in regards to Mason Mount's contract, I think there is an issue because I personally, this is my personal take, right? You guys can tell me how you feel about it. I feel he's looking for a bumper contract, right? I think he's asking for somewhere around what Reece James is earning or even more. And his argument probably is that he's been Chelsea's player of the season for the past 2 seasons. He's been the most available player. He's at times, in terms of stats, goals, he's been carrying Chelsea. Me, on the other hand, I'm thinking, Mason, you're a damn good player. There's no doubt about that. But I think the last 2 seasons, okay, not the last one, the season before, player of the season, well deserved. You actually had a very good season. But last season, I think it's by default that you ended up getting that player of the season because no one was showing great, skill set, or no one was showing immense form that they deserved to be player of the season. If anything, many could argue maybe Thiago Silva could have been deserved to get player of the season, and maybe a couple of other shouts in between there. Mason's in a situation where I feel Chelsea Football Club maybe is not giving him the amount of money that he's wanting to get. I don't know, maybe somewhere around 200k or maybe a tad below 200k. But let's say it is 200k. He's probably thinking Reece is earning, close to 250k. And maybe there's bonuses and whatnot. And that could be the other factor as well in the contract, that maybe it could be very much incentivized. Maybe he's getting a lower base, but it's got a lot of incentives that if he hits certain numbers of goals, assists, appearances, so on and so forth, then he can earn the bonus. Now, recently we said that structure from Top Bowley, I think it's very good. I think it makes the players, it should urge the players to work harder, right? Like when you have a lower base and you can hit a lot of bonus, you want to, as an individual, work a lot harder to achieve those bonuses in order to get paid more. So I thought, in essence, that's actually a good way to push a player. But if you're the only club that kind of does this sort of incentivized salary packages, and I'm sure there are other clubs as well, but say you're one of the fewer ones, then Mason Mount could be looking at other clubs thinking, well, there's other clubs that's willing to pay me higher, base wages. Now, look, I think Mason Mount's going to end up signing a contract extension at Chelsea Football Club. I don't think this should be a problem. I think eventually they'll find a middle ground. But Mason probably has to compromise a little bit. And down the track, we'll see. And I hope this is a catalyst to drive Mason Mount, because I've always said he's not the finished product. He's a very good individual, very good personality. Many people have said that. Pundits have said that. ex-managers, current managers, fans who've met him personally have said that, and I not for a second doubt that. But in my opinion, there are some clear areas where I feel he still needs to improve. And I've said it recently. I feel like he should play a little bit deeper and then slowly progress towards the box as opposed to playing higher. I think that's where his skill set needs to be developed. For Liverpool, I can understand. They've got players like Henderson, James Milner, and Naby Keita. Prior to that, when they used to have Wijnaldum, like I can understand why they're going for someone like Mason Mount, because their midfield, it's literally the engine of the team. Like just win back balls, and then just deliver it to the wide people and the front three to do the damage. Mason would fit that mold, and he'll understand exactly what Klopp wants, and he can play from that midfield area and sort of go into those edge of the box space to score goals. So what we want, or what I want with Mace, he could potentially get that in Liverpool. Now it's up to Graham Potter, how he pictures Mason Mount. What does Graham Potter have planned in regards to how he wants to utilize Mason Mount is going to be interesting to see. So one to look out for. There are some conversations that Mason should be talking about his contract extension come January next year, 2023, which is literally in a few days. So we'll see. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, how you feel about this whole contract situation, the rumor around Liverpool. Would love to hear from you guys. Next up, Chelsea will look for a loan striker for the rest of the season after Armando Broja suffered a campaign-ending knee injury. The Blues will rival Manchester United, who are also on the lookout to take a goal scorer on loan. This is coming from Tom Hopkins, chief sports reporter for the Sunday Mirror and Sunday People. Look, I've got no issues with loan. First name that comes into my mind, if you want a loan, I know a lot of people will say Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that boat has sailed. I think for both Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, I've said recent times, you've got nothing else to prove. Just move on and do whatever else you want to do in your career. Messi, see this season off, your last chance to win a Champions League. Go for it. After that, go to Inter Miami and ball over there and create a different legacy over there. With Cristiano Ronaldo, if there's that Saudi offer still available, take it, my man, and run with it, because you don't have anything else to prove. You'll go down as one of the legends of the football game. There's no doubt about that. So that boat has gone. When I'm thinking about a loan, I can't really think about another player for the time being besides João Felix. João Felix is someone who's looking to leave Atletico Madrid. And I've said it in recent times. I think this guy will really, really change our attacking setup. Him just behind Aubameyang or, alongside with Havertz or whatnot up front. I don't like Havertz playing up front, but if that's the case, if you're going to go into next second part of the season with Havertz being the only option along with Aubameyang up front, because we're not going to buy a striker, we're looking for loans, then that is what we have. So for me, João Felix, whether we want to play him alongside Havertz up front, João Felix plays as someone just a bit behind Havertz, or maybe Havertz plays just behind João Felix as a false nine, which I don't want, to be honest. But Aubameyang and João Felix just behind, or sometimes can even start from the left side. I think it's a perfect case scenario. João Felix on a loan, why not? Why not? Second part of the season, loan, see how he goes. If he performs well, if he enjoys being in London, purchase him. If not, well, he can always go back to Atletico Madrid. And he's looking to leave Atletico Madrid. And we've seen what a quality player João Felix is. I know a lot of people say, oh, here we go, talking about the World Cup, recency bias. Forget about the World Cup then, and look at what he's done previously. I know under Diego Simeone, it's not worked out, but there have been patches last season where it's looked really good. And we know João Felix's quality. We can't sit here and pretend that this guy's not a good player. So for me, João Felix is a very, very good shout. Emiliano Martinez could be part of domino effect with goalkeepers next summer, perhaps with Chelsea or Manchester United. Let's see. Look, this guy, he's a character, man. He's got that S-housery about him. Like, he gets, into the skin of the opposition players. He's a damn good goalkeeper. There is no doubt about it. He's decent on the ball as well with his feet. One of the best goalkeepers when it comes to penalty shootouts or saving penalties. Great shot stopper. We saw the kind of stop that he made, that save that he made with Kolo Muani, which was a championship winning save, to be honest. So look, I've got no issues with Martinez coming to Chelsea Football Club. I think he'll be fantastic if we are looking for goalkeepers, which it seems like we are. But there are some really, really good goalkeepers out there as well. In this World Cup, we've seen what's his name, that Croatian brother Livakovic. Obviously, the Brighton goalkeeper Sanchez is also very, very good. I know there's been talks about Porto goalkeeper Diogo Costa, but saw some iffy moments in this World Cup. Need to see him in club a little bit more. In club, he's been fantastic. But is he one of those goalkeepers that has that bozo moment every now and then? But who doesn't, man? I've seen Emiliano Martinez have bozo moments as well. So it's a matter of how consistent can you be. But let me know, ladies and gentlemen, would Martinez be one of your top contenders to replace either Mendy or Kepa? Or are you happy with Mendy and Kepa? Or are there other keepers that you're thinking about? Red Bull Leipzig want more than 78 million to sell Gvardiol. Chelsea have been working on Josko Gvardiol since August. The club are still working on it and consider him top player for the future. Many clubs have sent scouts. Situation will be clear in the next days, weeks. Look, I was a bit skeptic about the whole Gvardiol situation because I was thinking, now that he's had such a great World Cup, every club is after him. Man City are apparently leading the race. They're after him. Real Madrid are after him. PSG, I'm sure, will be after him. And there'll be many more clubs that will be after him because he's the standout defender in the World Cup. There's no doubt about that. Prior to the World Cup, I had a stance that, look, if we get Gvardiol, fine. If we don't, I don't really care. I think we can utilize that money elsewhere. We've got other youngsters, in the likes of Levi Colwill. We've got Wesley Fofana that we can build our future around. There's Chalobah as well. Don't forget he signed a long-term contract. I know there's players like Thiago Silva and Azpilicueta that are going to leave. And then there's question marks with players like Koulibaly. How are they going to settle down at Chelsea Football Club? They've been a bit iffy as well in international level. Josko Gvardiol, he's got the skill set. He seems like he's fearless. He's got the physicality. He likes to play progressive football on a regular basis. I would like him. From what I've seen, and we've been linked with him for a while, the thing that really goes for us here is Christopher Vivell, who's the, I believe, technical director or sporting director of Leipzig, who's now joining Chelsea very, very soon. And the fact that we've got that deal with Nkunku over the line as well. And Bowley really has a good connection with this Red Bull group. That's what gives me a good feeling that maybe we could convince a player like him to come and join us. But it ain't going to be easy. There are going to be other clubs, especially Man City, who's going to be going for someone like Josko Gvardiol. Some people are getting a bit irate about this situation. That's 78 million. To be honest, before the World Cup, I didn't get to watch Gvardiol too much. Every now and then when I did see him, I wasn't completely impressed. But there were some good qualities, no doubt. This World Cup, it gave me the view of his entire repertoire. And to be honest, 78 million is probably decent amount of price and probably warrants it as well. But regardless of the price, this guy's a top CB. And if you want Chelsea to prosper in the future, these are the level of CBs that you want to, build your club around. And the other factor that he fits is the whole vision, the 2030 vision that everyone talks about now with our ownership. He's young. Gvardiol is 20. So kind of makes sense. Where does that leave Koulibaly down the track? We shall see. Chelsea will be there next summer for Leao. If he doesn't extend his contract, Chelsea are keeping contacts with people close to the player. On Ziyech, AC Milan now want a different type of a player. We've recently said in regards to Ziyech that I think it's more possible that he goes back to Ajax. I think the whole AC Milan situation, more and more reporters are coming out and saying that's probably not going to happen. AC Milan's looking for a different type of a player. And it kind of makes sense because Leao is a robust, explosive winger. So they're probably looking for someone like him, which makes me think Leao is not going to stick around. Leao is going to leave AC Milan. This is a player that I'm very confident is coming to Chelsea Football Club in the summer. This guy is twerking for Chelsea. Chelsea players in the likes of Reece James are very close to this particular player. And as I said, Todd Bowley has the one great thing about Todd Bowley, if anything, he makes good relationships, man. He goes out there, has all these meals. He makes good relationships. Leipzig, Brighton, AC Milan. AC Milan, the hierarchies, Todd Bowley's got a very good relationship. AC Milan's they love Ruben Loftus-Cheek down the track. Maybe that could be a potential. I don't know. But Leao, with his contract situation, and I don't know whether other football clubs for the time being, Real Madrid, they're stacked in their wings area. Man City, I don't know. Liverpool, I'm not really sure whether they're going to be going for someone like Leao, knowing that they've already got Salah on a long term now, Luis Diaz, Diego Jota, and so on and so forth. So PSG, they've got quite a few players as well. I don't know whether if Messi goes, are they going to look for a player like Leao? Leao could be a big time opportunity that that we could snap up, and it could be a big time possibility that he joins Chelsea Football Club in the summer. I've got good feelings that this could actually happen. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Nkunku can be announced as Chelsea player. 61 million add-ons included. 61 million pounds. That is, do you know what? Top Bowley, take a bow. So this is what gives me heart in regards to what he could possibly do with Josko Gvardiol. So that's a fantastic achievement to get Christopher Nkunku for 61 million. An attacker who is highly rated across Europe, man, across the world as well. How he comes back from the injury, that's going to be interesting to see in this second half of Leipzig season, how much impact he has, which is going to be great to see. But I'm very, very excited to have Christopher Nkunku on board for next season, along with hopefully Leao. It's starting to look very, very good down the track. It's just now, hopefully in January, can do some damage. And let's see what kind of second half of this season that we can have. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. I shall see you guys for a live early tomorrow. As I said, 2 content per day. 1 live early in UK time, 1 video later on UK time to wrap things up and give you guys a holistic view of what's going on with Chelsea Football Club. Premier League is back on. We've got, I think, some Carabao Cup matches coming up. Obviously, Chelsea's out, but we'll look out for what other teams are doing. And, of course, Premier League matches just around the corner. Till next time, see ya.